Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Happy Sunday. So today, got another fun video for you guys. Actually, as a matter of fact, about a week ago, we did a review of the Wrestle Something wrestlers from the figure collection store, and we looked at some of the recent Hasbro style action figures, as well as their take on the bone crunching action figures. Now, I bought one of each figure essentially, but I didn't look at the variants of those figures. So today we are going to take a look at said variants. So I don't want to consider this part two, not really. This is more of a continuation of that video. So just before we do get into today's review, kind of looking at the action figures. As you can see on this back wall, I know it's messy. I gotta find a different way to display those things. But the two talking wrestlers I was talking about, I got those in. I did order a tag team set. Both Hogan and Warrior loose, but they're coming from overseas, so it's gonna be a while before those arrive. And I finally got in third member of the WCW Galoob figure. So right now I'm just missing Sting. But even if I don't pick up Sting, I'm probably still gonna make that upscale video I was talking about, where we look at 16-inch LJNs, 14-inch Galoobs, the 12-inch Hasbros, and of course the 10-inch KO figures as well. Kind of give you a fun video, kind of different look of those figures. So I'm just kind of looking at it, and you know what? I believe we did not look at the loose figures of the headbangers. And yeah, I did buy 2 more sets of the hangbangers just so I could have a loose collection. It sucks. I had to take them out of card, and you know how much that kills me. But I am actually going to pause the video real quick. I'm going to grab those figures, and we will get started in a second. Alright, so some of the figures that we looked at last week. The blue Bone Cruncher of Atom Bomb. I'm not going to show the loose figure again. We've already looked at it last week. With these figures, with the Bone Crunch, oh man. Sorry, something just got in my eye. Ooh. With the headbangers, we looked at both carded figures, both variants last week, but we didn't look at them as loose figures. So we're gonna take a quick look. And what I talked about it last week, and what I mentioned about these figures, I like the fact that they don't give them, alternate appearances. Meaning, one figure has a right closed fist, the right hand on the other figure is open, and then maybe vice versa, where the left hand is open and then their right hand is open, etc. So I like that they're two completely unique figures, which is fantastic. And you actually kind of look at the display of the figure, right? And little colors on the graphics on the shirt, the tattoos, everything really solid. Do they match up beautifully with your Hasbros? I think so. I'm pretty identical. I mean, for the most part, I think these might be a little bit, thinner around the waist, but that's fine. I mean, they blend in beautifully, and that's perfect. So, open hand. Here's an idea. Tell me what you think, guys. Roughly 2 years ago, I did a video where I kind of talked about the different positioning of the Hasbro figures. I only made one video. It didn't do well, so I kind of put a halt to that, where I looked at all the figures with the arm punching motion. And I kind of wanted to look at different figures from the Hasbro line that showed a specific body type, right? So I was just kind of looking at these figures the other day, and I thought about that. And I'd actually really be interested in making those videos again, but I don't want to do it if people aren't interested. So when I look at this figure, I think of Series 1 Hogan from Hasbro, right? Your Series 2 Ultimate Warrior, your Series 4 British Bulldog, etc. So I'm not against this pose. I had a Hulk Hogan Series 1 as a kid. Love that figure. Hardly ever used the Series 2, so really didn't care. Do I prefer closed fist? Absolutely, but it's serviceable. And like I said, guys, with the figures, they switch them up, and that's pretty freaking solid. And like I said, the tattoos on here are absolutely fantastic. Now this, not quite Marty Jannetty, Rick Martel, Macho Man, etc. Shawn Michaels would be another one, but it's close enough. I mean, it's absolute. I mean, this one, I like this one a lot more, obviously, for the simple fact that, yeah, closed fist. Real men wear skirts. That's awesome. And with the variant where the kilts are dual colored, as opposed to just a flat green, that's pretty awesome. The whole skirts thing on the back of the shirt is identical. Obviously, they do change up the graphics a little bit on the t-shirts. So you think about Hasbro, right? Because what are all these figures modeled after? They're modeled after your 1990s Hasbro figures. You think of the Bushwhackers, and you look at them in Series 2, and then you see the re-release in Series 10. And what I didn't like about that is you're so used to, like, Luke being like that figure, right? But in Series 10, it's Butch with that pose, and vice versa. So it kind of kills it. So I do like the fact that with these, they kind of stick with the same character, so that definitely helps, not to confuse people. I never watched Headbangers when I was younger, so I don't know a lot about them, or anything for that matter, but I see them all the time in, like, Jakks Pacific collections, so I'm assuming that they were a very popular, tag team back in probably early 2000s or so. Alright, last week we also looked at the Blue Meanie Bone Crunching action figure in blue shirt. Now here is his white shirt variant. Again, these figures are pretty freaking spectacular. Blue Meanie, get him from like Cella Toys and Epic Toys. And I think this is really the only other line that I've picked him up. But that's his white shirt variant. And here he is loose. Like I said, guys, you still got that snapping feature, right? Which is awesome. And unlike your other Jakks figures, I mean, you're not going to have this. You're not going to have them where they have the ability to stand up on their own. With the Jakks Pacific, all their figures, man, the legs, they separate like Geo and they fall down. They don't stand on their own. These are completely 100% rubber figures. And, well, the head feels like plastic or something, but the rest of the body, it's all plastic, or rubber. So it kind of gives you both that bone-crunching action feature that, fans of the mid-90s who grew up with those figures can enjoy, but they also kind of stick with the rubber theme for those who had LJNs as kids. So kind of both best of both worlds type of deal. Kind of like when you think about the WWE Just Toys Bendums. 4-inch figures, reminding you of the LJN Bendies. And as 4-inch, if you didn't have LJN, you had Hasbro. Still within that same scale, so pretty fantastic. I actually like this one a little bit better than Atom Bomb. Atom Bomb, he still looks like your 90s, kind of the way that they designed the figures to be a little bit more cartoony. I think this one looks a little bit more realistic. And like I said, we saw the blue shirt last week on card. Well, I also finally got in the loose figure as well. All of these figures on eBay come from the figure collection store. Free shipping. So when I go in, I probably pick up a couple $100 worth of figures at a time. And Blue World Order. This one just says the Blue Meanie. And so you got a Blue Meanie, you got a Blue World Order. That's nice. Shout out to Jason Pumphrey on this one, because to be honest, I didn't watch wrestling at this period, so I had no idea what BWO was. In one of his videos, JP's Retro World, he talked about Blue Meanie and Blue World Order and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. it kind of gives me an idea of what it means now, so that's awesome. And the way he describes it, they were just parroting New World Order, so I'm like, gotcha. Last week, we also saw Atom Bomb carded, and we also looked at his blue version loose figure. You know, pretty much identical figures for the most part. So we saw the opposite of this last week. Blue carded. Any changes? I mean, where the radiation symbol is, I mean, they got like little lines coming out here where this one doesn't, but that's because this is like a pure blue. So when you look at this, the color scheme has like the radiation coming from all areas. I don't know about most people, but with Brian Clark, I loved Atom Bomb as a kid. I thought, to me, there were like maybe 3 or 4 guys who had like absolute killer power bombs. I always think that, you know, Sid Justice, or aka Sid Vicious, was probably my favorite, but Atom Bomb's power bomb just looked like it was dynamic. Diesel obviously had a killer power bomb, so, and that is a move where I feel like, especially if you got height, that would be something that would actually knock someone out. That was, to me, a legitimate, you know, finisher. And one of my oldest memories of Atom Bomb, I kind of mentioned it briefly last week. I don't know what they were. They were like little atomic bombs. They were like, they were shaped like the Hindenburg, you know. They were like little Nerf balls or something. And, you know, he'd get into the ring or whatever, or he'd be outside the ring. He'd be throwing these atomic bombs into the crowd for the fans. And I don't know what they were made of, but I could almost, I feel like I remember having them as a kid, but I can't say for sure, right? My memory isn't too fantastic, but I remember you could actually buy them through a magazine or purchase them actually physically in stores. So I feel like we had 1 or 2 of them as a kid. I just, I can't remember. And if we did, it's a shame we don't still have those. To be honest, from childhood, the only wrestling anything that I have from childhood is the Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior Tonka wrestling buddies. So, knowing that I've had those things for over 30 years, that is incredible. Insane. And like I said, as an all rubber figure, and it's not just the fact that they're rubber, but the fact that you could still move the body if you want to. I always say that this right here, I absolutely love, but, you know, the fingers, they're everything. It's rubber except when you get into the joints. Are they an awesome pickup? 100%. Even loose figures, if you're a loose collector and you don't want to pay the extra, you know, you pay $40, $50 for a carded figure, pick these up for around $25, $30. Is it worth it? I'd say yeah, especially if you're a collector like me and you just like the different lines and whatnot, or if you're interested in picking up something different, figure collection is pretty awesome. So those are it for the figures, but they also include like these little trading cards. Now, obviously, every time I get a new order in, I basically get a lot of the same figures or same cards, depending on what. So, as you can see, I have like mad duplicates of this card, and then Blue Meanie, both signed and unsigned. And that's kind of like what the cards look on the back side. Again, there's technically only 2 cards here. Blue Meanie and whatever this, and it says Bone Crunching Wrestling Series 1. So that's just basically showing you all the characters that are doing. And this one is kind of like another one, not complete. So Bill Goldberg, Dwayne Gill, who played Gilbert, I think his name was. So then your Atom Bomb. I actually would like to have some more Atom Bomb cards. And they threw in a Sonny Ono a couple orders ago. And this order came with the Randy Savage, which is due in at some point. So I actually keep these with some of the new trading cards I've been buying. And how many trading cards did I get in? I don't know, a couple hundred maybe. Yeah. Over the last few weeks, I think trading cards and WWF Net Magazine, I've been going heavy into. So that is probably going to take me quite a while. Sorry. Oh, goddamn. When I said 40 or 50 pounds in magazines, I lied. I think this is closer to 100. Starts in about 84, 85, and then I think it ends in like 96. Yeah. WWF the magazine, when the time comes, we're going to look at these. I was actually planning on not going through page by page. I wanted to look at just the covers. But man, dozens and dozens of magazines in there. So it's I don't think I'm going to be able to get that all in one video. Otherwise, just looking at the covers alone, I think that's going to be like an hour-long video. So I might have to break it up. 84 into 87, 88 into 90, something like that. So obviously I have more magazines for certain years than others. So, but yeah, that's going to complete this video. Now, this video is actually being filmed on Saturday, the 30th, and so I just got these figures in today. I'm probably going to post this video tomorrow, Sunday, which means that a lot of the other videos I've already made are going to be out of order and everything. Like, I've already started filming my least favorite WWF LJN tournament, and I've already completed the whole first round. It was only 4 videos, but I've completed that, and I made videos for recent pickups, Jakks Pacific figures, mostly SummerSlam, Survivor Series figures, and what else did I make? There was another video I made, I forgot what it was. Oh, so I made the eBay video, and I also made Monday's last Real Chat video, so those were the first 2, followed by the 4 videos I made for the tournament, and yeah, I made like 7 videos yesterday, so crazy. Like I said, they're all going to be out of order, but guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I piqued your interest in wanting to pick up these figures. Again, they're pretty awesome, and yeah, that is it for now. Like I said at the beginning of the video, those upscaled figures, those are going to be next video, maybe next Wednesday. I don't know, man. I haven't made the Heart Foundation Mattel creation review video yet, so maybe that's gonna be a couple weeks away. We'll see what happens, man. I like making videos, put them out on a daily basis, so I really gotta find more ideas to come out with other than just simply reviews, because I really like posting on a daily basis, and for someone that doesn't like watching real TV, maybe you enjoy watching my video each day, I don't know. But guys, that is it for now. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see you guys.